So I've had Mouse probably sort of 5 or 6 years now, I think. And he'd already been produced to advanced level by Dassett Venting with Hayley Wright and Kalina Pickles, and then he happened to come my way, which was a dream come true. I'd seen him out and about on the circuit and thought he looked just my cup of tea. So I was very excited when owners Kate Willis and Mel Pritchard approached me and asked me if I would ride him. So I was thrilled about that, and yeah, I loved him from the outset. Like he was just a little horse that just loved to jump, always had his ears pricked on the job. You just can't help but smile when you ride him, whatever you're doing. His character at home, he's timid and like a little dog to lead around. He's real quiet, but he's got some. He's really quirky. So he's won't walk into a strange stable, or he doesn't like going to the wash box. You have to chase him in there every day. He wouldn't walk over a puddle in the yard. He's just really quirky like that, and you wouldn't think that he'd be brave enough at all to do what he does. But yeah, no, he's just the nicest character. My 3-year-old daughter can sit on him and ride him, and yeah, we love him to bits. He's just a machine, and he looks at it, looks for every fence. He's always looking for the next fence. I've had a few problems with him, more so normally when there's a fence beside a fence, and he thinks he's jumping that one, and I haven't quite told him early enough which one to jump. And he's just looking for the flags permanently. He's never really looking to be outside, to skip around one. We had a couple of issues last year when I didn't have him fit enough, and I perhaps wasn't riding at my best. And then I was obviously pregnant with my second daughter, so Ros Cantor took on the ride, and she had a whale of time, and she did just such a beautiful job on him, because he wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea. He's very light, very little to ride when you get on him. He rides even smaller than he measures, and Ros just did a beautiful job on him and filled him full of confidence again for me to get back on. So I couldn't have had a better sort of somebody stepping in for maternity leave. So so huge thanks to Ros for giving me a few spins last year, and because he's getting a bit older now, it just sort of kept his eye on the game and kept his fitness up, really. There's nothing he looks at across country. There's not a particular fence I would look at him and think he doesn't like ditches, corners or water. And I've never felt on the edge of his scope. I always worried when I came up through the levels that he'd be too careful and give them too much height and not get enough width across the fences. But as he's got a little bit older and more experienced, he doesn't give them quite such silly height anymore, which is much better for this level. And the 2 times he's been around Po, I've never come back and thought, oh my God, that felt hard work, or like I was pushing him out of his comfort zone. So yeah, I'd be really excited to get him out here on Saturday, and he owes us nothing. He's not here. I'm not here to prove anything with him. He doesn't need to prove himself. And if at any point across country, he's not happy or I'm not happy, then we're not here to prove it and to prove anything. And we'll just go out and have a nice time. He's got an amazing character, and obviously Dun stand out. So yes, he's little, but there's obviously other little horses on the circuit as well. But because he's Dun, everybody sort of recognises him, and they see him coming. So yeah, he has got quite a fan club, and which is always really nice, and he likes a little crowd. When we came up to the trot up yesterday, he was very shocked to see all those people through the arch. But then he got up there and he was like, oh crikey, they're here for me, and he loves that. He's at his best when he's at a big party at a 3-day. He's a real 3-day horse. He jumps well on the last day. Yeah, he just likes a bit of a following, really, I think. Being at badminton in general is just the pinnacle of the sport, and what we've always dreamt of when we were little. I was lucky enough to come here with my old horse I can't remember what year it was, a few years ago, 2018 I think. Didn't get too far, I got about 2/3 of the way around, and then he jumped a fence on his own on the way home. So he obviously enjoyed himself. But Mouse, we've been trying to get here like everybody else for 2 years. He went round beautifully around Po in, was it 2020, I think it was, or 2019. And he was really ready to come. Lots happened in 2 years. He's obviously 2 years older. We've missed out on a couple of big runs, but it's been the dream. It was never a guarantee. We've taken each step at a time, and we're just really thrilled he gets the chance to be here on the big stage. We think he deserves it, to come and give it a go. And we're just taking each phase at a time and see how we get on. And yeah, but it just means everything. And to the owners as well, there's such supporters of the sport and of us at home on the yard. It's always been their dream to get here, and to get here with any horse is a real miracle to a degree. But to be here with Mouse, with a heart like his, is just a real dream for them.